The ancient sands of Riyadh will witness modern warriors clash on February 1st, 2025, as the UFC storms into Saudi Arabia's magnificent A&B arena. In what promises to be a middleweight masterpiece, striking virtuoso Israel Adesanya faces off against the division's dark horse, Nassourdine Imavov. The storyline writes itself. A former two-time champion seeking redemption meets a hungry contender on the rise. Adesanya's surgical precision against Imavov's explosive power. Two careers, two destinies, one octagon. Under the Arabian night sky, more than just victory hangs in the balance. This isn't just a fight. It's a defining moment that could reshape the middleweight landscape forever. Blink and you might miss history in the making. Once, Israel Adesanya moved like a ghost in the octagon. Untouchable, unstoppable, unreal. His highlight reel read like poetry in motion, a ballet of violence where every strike landed with surgical precision. The middleweight division wasn't just his playground, it was his art gallery, where each fight painted a masterpiece of martial arts excellence. Then came the fall. Sean Strickland shattered the illusion with brutal efficiency, turning the artist into a mortal. Before the wounds could heal, Dricus du Plessis delivered another crushing blow. The unthinkable happened twice. The stylebender's mystique cracked like a mirror, reflecting a different fighter than the world remembered. But legends aren't forged in victory alone. Behind the closed doors of city kickboxing, a revolution is brewing. Eugene Behrman, Adesanya's battle-hardened mentor, speaks of drastic changes with a glint in his eye. The champion isn't just training, he's reinventing himself. Every drop of sweat carries the weight of redemption. Every sparring session burns with renewed purpose. The focus has shifted from maintaining a legacy to rebuilding an empire. This isn't just about learning new tricks, it's about evolution. While his hands still dance with deadly precision, Adesanya now grapples with demons, both literal and metaphorical. The mental game has become as crucial as the physical, a battle fought in the mind before it ever reaches the cage. Enter Nassourdine Imavov. For Adesanya, this fight isn't just another name on his record, it's a crossroads. In the unforgiving lights of the A&B arena, he'll either rise like a phoenix or fade like a shooting star. The question isn't just whether he can win, it's whether the world will witness the rebirth of a legend. The last stylebender's story stands at its most critical chapter, and as anyone who's followed his career knows, Adesanya writes his best chapters when the odds are stacked against him. From the rugged mountains of Dagestan to the bright lights of the UFC, Nassourdine Imavov's rise has been nothing short of meteoric. At 28, this French Dagestani warrior carries the weight of two fighting cultures in his fists and a three-fight winning streak that reads like a hit list of middleweight elite. Dolidze, Cannonier, Allen, each victory more emphatic than the last. Watch his fights and you'll see a story unfold in violence. Against Dolidze, he was a matador, his strikes cutting through defense like a hot knife through butter, turning the octagon into his own personal hunting ground. Face to face with the feared power of Cannonier, he moved like smoke, his footwork a masterclass in the art of hit and don't get hit. But it was the Allen fight that revealed his true evolution, a symphony of violence where strikes flowed into takedowns and groundwork transformed back into devastating combinations. What makes Imavov a nightmare for opponents isn't just his technical prowess. It's the seamless fusion of styles that keeps them guessing. His striking isn't just sharp, it's weaponized chess, each feint setting up three possible attacks. On the ground, he moves with the fluid certainty of someone who's been grappling since before he could walk. This isn't just fighting, this is combat science. In the fight game, confidence can be more valuable than gold, and Imavov carries it like a crown. There's something in his eyes when he steps into the cage, not the wild-eyed hunger of a prospect, but the cold calculation of a predator. He doesn't hope to win, he expects it. This mentality has transformed him from a promising talent into a legitimate threat to anyone standing across from him. Now, as he prepares to face Adesanya, Imavov stands at the threshold of greatness. This isn't just a main event, it's his moment to seize destiny. A win over the last stylebender wouldn't just be another notch on his belt. It would be a changing of the guard, a declaration that the future of the division has arrived. The momentum is his. The skills are proven. The confidence is unshakable. But against a former champion desperate to reclaim his throne, will this be enough? In the pressure cooker of the A&B arena, Imavov isn't just fighting for a win, he's fighting for his place in history. When steel meets skill in the octagon, styles make fights. And this collision between Adesanya and Imavov isn't just a fight. It's a masterclass in contrasting martial arts philosophies. Picture Adesanya in his element, a striker's nightmare, dancing on the edges of range like a matador. His jab isn't just a punch, it's a ruler that measures the distance between safety and destruction. Every movement tells a story, the subtle hip feint that draws out a reaction, the microscopic head movement that makes opponents miss by millimeters, the counter strike that lands before his opponent realizes they've missed. This is the art that earned him the last stylebender moniker. But here's where it gets interesting. Imavov isn't coming to play Adesanya's game. He's the new breed of MMA fighter, a hybrid predator who shifts between striking and grappling like changing gears in a sports car. Where Adesanya paints with precise brushstrokes, Imavov throws the whole palette at you. His strikes aren't just meant to land, they're doors opening to takedowns, clinches, and ground battles that can drown even the most seasoned striker. The million-dollar question hangs in the air. Can Imavov solve the puzzle that is Adesanya's range control? Picture a force field that extends exactly at the end of Adesanya's strikes. That's the no man's land Imavov must cross. But unlike previous challengers, he brings a Swiss Army knife of skills to the task. A jab might become a level change, a kick could transform into a clinch, and what looks like a striking exchange might be the setup for a takedown that changes the entire fight narrative. For Adesanya, the equation is equally complex. His trademark distance management isn't just about landing strikes anymore, it's about staying upright. Every reset, every angle, every foot placement must account for not just strikes, but the threat of a takedown. One miscalculation, one moment too long in kicking range, and he could find himself in Imavov's world. The fight within the fight is where this gets fascinating. Adesanya's fight IQ, his ability to read and adapt, collides with Imavov's versatility and pressure. It's not just about who can hit harder or move faster, it's about who can impose their reality on the other. Can Adesanya's surgical precision dissect Imavov's aggression? Or will Imavov's pressure-cooking style force Adesanya to fight off his back foot? In the end, this isn't just a battle of techniques, it's psychological warfare at 185 pounds. The fighter who can stay true to their game plan while adapting to the chaos will write their name in the history books. And for 5 rounds or less, we'll witness a chess match played at lightning speed, where every move could be the last. February 1st, 2025 isn't just another date on the UFC calendar. In Riyadh's A&B Arena, 2 careers will collide in a moment that promises to send shockwaves through the middleweight division. This isn't just about who wins, it's about who writes the next chapter in the division's history. For Adesanya, the whispers have grown louder with each recent setback. The critics who once praised his artistry now question his reign. But legends aren't built on victories alone. They're forged in the fires of adversity. The last stylebender isn't just fighting for another win, he's fighting to reclaim his narrative. A victory here doesn't just add to his record, it resurrects the mystique that once made him untouchable. The path back to the title, whether through Strickland or Duplessis, runs straight through Riyadh. Across the octagon stands Imavov, a hunter sensing his moment. He's not just chasing a win, he's pursuing immortality. One perfect night, 15 minutes or less, could transform him from contender to conquistador. The middleweight throne has never seemed more attainable, and Imavov knows that defeating a legend like Adesanya would do more than pad his resume, it would catapult him into the championship conversation. This collision represents more than individual ambitions. It's a battle between eras. Adesanya, the artist who redefined what striking could be in MMA, faces Imavov, the embodiment of the sport's evolution, a fighter who blends disciplines with seamless precision. Their clash will answer a question that echoes through every gym and fight camp. Is the old guard still strong enough to hold back the tide of change? For the UFC, the stakes couldn't be higher. Adesanya's star power has drawn millions of eyes to the sport, and his potential resurgence promises must-see television. Yet Imavov's rise represents the kind of story that builds new stars, the hungry challenger who dared to challenge a legend and emerged victorious. When the cage door closes in Riyadh, more than just two men will stand in the octagon. Pride, legacy, and the future of an entire division hang in the balance. Will Adesanya remind the world why he was once considered untouchable? Or will Imavov seize his moment and usher in a new era? In the unforgiving world of mixed martial arts, crossroads moments like these define careers and reshape divisions. On February 1st, the middleweight landscape will change forever. The only question is, in whose image will it be remade? While Adesanya and Imavov prepare for war, another storm brews in the middleweight ranks. The co-main event isn't just an appetizer, it's a feast of its own, featuring two strikers who turn violence into art. The undefeated Shara Magomedov and the enigmatic Michael Venom Page. Enter Magomedov, Dagestan's answer to precision striking. The zero in his record isn't just a number, it's a statement. Each fight tells the same story. Calculated destruction, opponents picked apart with surgical accuracy. He doesn't just strike, he solves puzzles in real time. Each punch and kick a mathematical equation executed in flesh and bone. In a land known for wrestling bears, Magomedov chose to dance with dragons, becoming a striking savant who makes combat look like calculus. Across the cage stands Michael MVP Page, a man who treats the octagon like a stage and combat like performance art. His highlight reel doesn't just show fights, it shows impossible moments made real. Flying knees that defy gravity, strikes thrown from angles that shouldn't exist. Page doesn't just break the rules of traditional striking, he pretends they never existed. Fresh from his Bellator reign, he's here to prove that his brand of martial arts madness can conquer the UFC's elite. When these two meet, it's more than a fight. It's a collision of philosophies. Magomedov, the chess master who sees three moves ahead, faces Page, the chaos theorist who turns predictability into a sin. One fights with the cold precision of a sniper, the other with the improvisational flair of a jazz musician. Their styles aren't just different, they're from different dimensions of fighting. The stakes? They're written in neon. Magomedov's perfect record hangs in the balance, along with his dreams of middleweight supremacy. For Page, it's about legitimacy, proving that his spectacular style isn't just for show, but a legitimate path to UFC glory. Each man carries not just their own ambitions, but the validation of their entire approach to combat. This isn't just a fight that could steal the show, it's a guarantee of fireworks. When technique meets theatricality, when precision collides with pandemonium, something magical happens. The only question is, whose art will prove deadlier when the cage door closes? The upcoming clash between Israel Adesanya and Nassourdine Imavov isn't just another fight. It's a pivotal moment for both fighters and the UFC's middleweight division. With Adesanya seeking redemption and Imavov aiming to cement his place among the elite, the stakes couldn't be higher. Adding to the excitement, the co-main event featuring Shara Magomedov and Michael Page promises even more action and drama. This event has everything fans could ask for: high stakes, elite talent, and the potential for unforgettable moments. Don't miss it. And if you're as excited as we are about this fight card, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on all things MMA. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.